Welcome back to Recreational Garage. Still working on front suspension here. There's a few more little things I have to remove, like this bucket here. There is a cross member across there. I get these brackets off. I'm gonna take the master cylinder out. There's just a few things out in here in the engine compartment that I still need to remove and take out to get out of the way. And then we're gonna still keep working forward on front suspension stuff here. I'll show you probably later in the video here the AJE K-member that I have for the front suspension here. So anyway, let's get to it and see what we can get done. All right, quick little break in the time lapse here. Off camera, I went ahead and removed all of the wiring under the dash, trying to figure out a little bit of what to do here with this firewall piece. Looking at some pedal options, because switching this car to manual, I do need to be able to add a clutch pedal. There are some options to make it like the stock 67 pedals. However, they're very expensive. And for that price, I could go to some aftermarket pedal setups if I just make this firewall piece flat, which is really easy to do. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut out this like raised piece of this firewall here and start looking at some of the options to see what looks best for the price. So making progress on that. I also wanted to show you this AJE K-member, and this is going to allow us to run Fox A-arms and Fox style Mustang suspension up front. And then I have some new shock towers coming they're also AJE, and they will allow us to just remove these giant shock towers from under the hood and give us a whole lot more space, just to have more header clearance and things like that. You can see right here there's that indent in the firewall. That's what I think I'm going to cut out next, while I'm waiting for the shock towers to show up, which I think they're supposed to be here tomorrow according to the tracking number, so we'll see. Anyway, quick little interruption. We'll get back to actually doing some work. All right, made some progress this week. Cleaned up most of the engine bay, got all the wires out of here, and it's looking good. Cut out the rusty bit of firewall that I need to replace, so I can start seeing what that's gonna look like to take care of. And if we move over here, we can see I got some new shock tower pieces in, so we're going to work on that next. Got all the wiring out from under the dash, so that's looking good. We have that K-member from AJE to run Fox body suspension. So we're gonna keep working on that in the next video. Basically, we gotta remove these shock towers and those engine mounts and steering suspension mounts and stuff. So be drilling out some spot welds, doing some cutting and some grinding on the next video, and cleaning this up, make a little bit more room in the engine bay for headers and things of that nature. Anyway, good progress this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.